All right, so now I'm recording this session. So once again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Buenas noches, buenas tardes, buenos días. So I'm trying, that's only a few Spanish words that I know, like what I mentioned earlier. To those who have joined us in the last webinar, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. I think that was 2 weeks ago. And then to those who have just joined us today, welcome and thank you for joining us. As I mentioned earlier, this webinar is being broadcast and held globally because what we want in Cypher Learning is to connect teachers, fellow teachers worldwide so that we can connect with each other. We can meet teachers from across the globe who are also doing a fully online learning this past few weeks that we are experiencing an extraordinary happening or extraordinary thing in the world. And we really wanted to help everyone cope, especially in education, in online learning. We want to help every teachers as much as we can reach to as many teachers as possible and help you out with adjusting with the online learning. All right, so now I will introduce to you my colleagues who also are going to be joining us in today's session and webinar there. So if you can see my screen, you probably see that we are really composed of global team. So our organization, our company is called Cypher Learning. Cypher Learning is an organization that provides e-learning platform worldwide. It's based in San Francisco in California, and we have presence in 15 other countries. That's why I was telling you earlier that we will conduct this webinar in different languages, Spanish, Portuguese, and Bahasa in Malaysia. So we want everyone to be please do not be shy to participate. So this is the time for us to share our best practices, ask some questions. We will try to answer them and help you out with all your online learning activities and endeavor in this extraordinary time. So my name is Jen Padernal. I'm the Director for E-Learning Integration in Cypher Learning. I am based here in the Philippines. And with me is Miss Arlene Awayan, our Director for Customer Success. She's also in the Philippines. Arlene, are you here? Let me see if Arlene is here. Okay, Arlene, let me try to unmute Arlene if she's here. Hi, Arlene. Can you, there, let me just unmute. Hi, Arlene. Can you hear us? Arlene? Okay, so we will go back to Arlene later. With us also is Alexia Sanchez. She's our EdTech Director for Canada and USA. Hi, Alexia.
Hi, Jen, how are you? Hola a todos, bienvenidos, buenas tardes. Bonjour, comment ça va? And well, it is a pleasure to join in this Q&A forum.
Thank you, Alexia. Gracias. Also with us today is our EdTech Director for Latin America, Patricia Herrera. Hola, Pati.
Hola, Jane. Buenas tardes a todos. Bienvenidos a este espacio. Solamente para comentarles que a nivel Latinoamérica, los maestros que tengan alguna urgencia, alguna necesidad de educación, pues estamos para ayudarles. Está en el chat también mi compañero Armando. Cualquier duda que tengan, pueden hacerla también en español. Estamos dando respuesta. Muchas gracias.
Estamos también traduciendo actualmente en el chat, entonces quienes quieran checar en español el chat, ahí va a estar toda la traducción al español simultáneamente.
Gracias, Alexia.
Gracias, Pati. We also have here our EdTech Director for Brazil, Ana Carolina Pereira. Hello, Ana.
Hi, hello everyone. It's a pleasure to be here in this QA. I hope everyone have a great time with us. We are here to hear you and to help you and to learn together and go together through this extraordinary situation. Everyone is together dealing with that. Sou do Brasil. Se tivermos falantes de portugueses aqui, então não hesitem em conversar. Estarei também com a Jen atualizando as apresentações em português também. E não sejam tímidos, vamos conversar se estivermos aqui. E também os que... então, fico bem à vontade de conversar com vocês se tivermos falantes em português. E thank you, obrigada. E vamos ter um grande evento. Let's have a great event tonight. It's night for me.
Obrigada, Ana. Thank you very much. And we also have our EdTech Director for Indonesia, Nurfitriani Sakaria, or Pipi.
Hi everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Maybe if there's someone from Malaysia or Indonesia, selamat pagi. Selamat bergabung di sesi Q&A dari Cypher Learning. Hope we can share some good information and help each other here.
Thank you, Pipi. And we also have with us our Global Director for Sales and Exec, Mr. Armando Yuri Rangel. Yuri, are you there?
Hi, how are you? I wasn't expecting to be part of this, but thank you for this introduction. Feel free to also answer any question. We'll be around. I also speak Spanish, so aquellos que quieran ayuda también podemos estar participando y acompañándolos. Thank you for joining. Gracias por participar, and see you soon.
Thank you everyone. Welcome to all the teachers, to all the schools, all the educators, all the those who work in education sector who joined us today. Welcome everyone. Thank you all so much in advance for joining us. I also like to acknowledge our colleagues in Cypher Learning who are also here. I know that I can see them here also. Thank you for joining us. All right, so to begin our session, probably to those of you who are following us in Facebook, you probably saw some of the online learning tips that we've been sharing in the past few days to help out to help you out in your online learning activities. So let me begin with those tips. And again, these tips will be shared in different languages that you've heard earlier. So let's try and let's have fun with these tips. And then afterwards, we'll do the question and answer and sharing of best practices. All right, so my first online learning tip for you is adopt an asynchronous mindset. So this is very important. We know that we can do synchronous, but also in this time, especially when we have connectivity issues and some of the barriers that we're experiencing, adopting an asynchronous mindset helps a lot. Online learning does not always have to be synchronously done. We need to give our students ample time to read and to learn. And this will also give us teachers time to reflect and check. Now let's hear it on a different language. Alexia?
Ok. Nosotros les sugerimos siempre que no solamente el aprendizaje sea sincronizado, sino también sea asíncrono, de forma tal que los profesores tengan tiempo para poder revisar, calificar y que también los alumnos puedan leer, comprender y digerir mejor el conocimiento.
Gracias, Alexia. Ana?
Agora em português, adotar um mindset assíncrono. Quer dizer que o ensino à distância não tem sempre que ser síncrono, não tem sempre que ser professor e aluno ao mesmo tempo. Isso dá aos estudantes mais tempo para ler, entender, compreender o que eles estão estudando e também dá mais tempo aos professores para refletir e checar o que eles estão disponibilizando aos alunos. Thank you. Obrigada.
Pipi?
Ya, jadi dalam bahasa Indonesia, saya akan menyampaikan dalam bahasa Indonesia. Jadi yang harus berbeda dengan online learning dengan offline learning adalah kita harus mengadopsi mindset tentang asynchronous learning, di mana nggak harus sama semua waktunya antara guru dengan pengajar, seperti dalam kelas offline, tapi dalam kelas online kita harus mengadopsi bahwa nggak harus waktunya sama persis dengan yang dilakukan guru dengan siswa. Jadi beri waktu juga untuk siswa dan guru untuk mencerna apa yang diberikan dan kemudian bisa kembali ke siswa atau ke gurunya dengan hasil yang lebih baik.
Terima kasih, Pipi.
Sama-sama.
Our second tip for you is don't try to do it all. Don't overwhelm your students with too many online assignments and activities. Please remember that one student can have as many as 8 to 10 subjects. Take note also that this can also overwhelm us as an instructor when checking and marking those activities. If you are handling, especially if we're handling several sections of students, quality is better than quantity. Alexia? Are you there, Alexia? All right. Patty? Can you? Okay, so we will go back to that. Anna, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Let me just set the video. Então, não tente fazer tudo sozinho. Não sobrecarregue os estudantes com muitas atividades e muitas tarefas online. Lembre-se que um estudante pode ter até de 8 a 10 disciplinas para estudar. Então, note que isso pode sobrecarregar também você como um professor, enquanto você precisa avaliar e verificar todas essas atividades. Se você está cuidando de muitos estudantes, isso pode se tornar um grande fardo. Então, sempre pense que qualidade é melhor do que quantidade.
Okay, now, thank you, Anna. We go back to Alexia.
Perdonen, estaba con el micrófono en silencio. La segunda sugerencia de parte de nosotros es el no tratar de hacer todo al mismo tiempo, no tratar de entregar demasiadas tareas, porque también no solamente abrumamos a los alumnos, sino que también nos abrumamos a nosotros mismos porque son de esas mismas tareas las que vamos a tener que calificar y revisar. Realmente es más importante que nosotros nos enfoquemos en la calidad antes que la cantidad.
Gracias, Alexia. Pipi? Okay, I think we will go back to Pipi in a while. So let's move to our next tip for you. You can take down notes, but we will also send you the copy of these tips. Number 3 is don't panic. We noticed that when the lockdown suddenly happened, us teachers are panicking on how we're going to do our online learning. So what you can do is just upload bite-sized lessons and activities one at a time. Upload lessons and activities one at a time. Okay, you have enough, or we have enough time to give lessons and activities, especially now that we're just staying in our home. So there is no need to give everything in one day. Just keep calm.
Muy bien, el tercer tip es el mantener la calma. Es muy importante que nosotros nos mantengamos calmados y que vayamos poco a poco. Esto significa que vayamos subiendo y dando lecciones y actividades uno a la vez. Esto ha pasado tan de repente, fue algo que sucedió de repente, entonces nosotros no teníamos todo un plan sobre esto. Y es más importante que ustedes estén tranquilos y calmados antes de que ustedes se estresen por tener que subir todo.
Ana?
Certo? Então, não entre em pânico. Envie as lições e atividades uma de cada vez. Você tem bastante tempo para dar essas atividades e não precisa dar tudo de uma vez em apenas um dia. Então, mantenha calma. Obrigada.
Oke, tidak perlu panik. Jadi cukup berikan tugas satu per satu setiap harinya, karena kita punya banyak waktu lagi stay at home seperti saat ini. Tidak usah bebani siswa dengan terlalu banyak tugas dalam satu hari. Tetap tenang dan berikan tugas satu per satu.
Terima kasih, Pipi. Then we have sharing is caring. Okay, share lessons and activities that are common to teachers because it will lessen the burden of creating the same lesson by different teachers for different groups of learners.
El compartir también es una forma de apoyar y de ayudar a los demás y demostrar que nos interesa esa persona. Es una forma en la que podemos cuidarnos entre todos. tenemos actividades y lecciones que son comunes para profesores. Tratemos, en lugar de quitarles un poquito del peso de encima, al compartir nuestras lecciones que puedan ser comunes para todos los profesores.
Compartilhar é essencial. Então, compartilhe lições e atividades que são comuns a mais de um professor. Isso vai diminuir o fardo individual de cada um e você pode criar a mesma lição de diferentes professores para diferentes grupos de estudantes, né, diminuindo o trabalho e aumentando o trabalho em grupo. Obrigada.
Our next tip for you, Pipi, sorry.
Ya, terkadang sesama guru kan mengajar di topik atau mata pelajaran yang sama. Jadi dibanding kita membuat masing-masing seorang satu tugas, kita bisa saling berbagi dengan sesama guru. Jadi akan lebih sedikit beban untuk guru-guru membuat tugas. Bisa berbagi tugas guru A akan diberikan ke guru B untuk dibagikan ke siswa-siswanya. Seperti itu kan lebih mudah.
Thank you. So our next tip would be, help each other. Open lines of communication where teachers and students can reach out to each other if they encounter any issues or challenges. If you're using an LMS or learning management system, please reach out to the support forum and also reach out to people who can help you.
Vamos a tratar de ayudarnos entre todos. Ese es el siguiente tip, esa es la siguiente sugerencia. Hay que tratar de abrir los canales de comunicaciones entre nosotros los profesores y también con nuestros estudiantes y tratar de apoyarnos entre todos. Si hay alguna situación o algún problema, vamos a tratar de resolverlos como un conjunto. Si están ustedes utilizando una plataforma LMS, busquen al foro de soporte, porque quejarse jamás sirve de nada.
Vamos nos ajudar entre nós, né? Então, abra réguas de comunicação com professores e estudantes que possam se comunicar entre si, se encontrar desafios e problemas, né? Então, também não hesite em entrar em contato com o suporte do seu sistema, do seu AVA, do seu LMS, porque procure sempre problemas, não culpados, né? Sempre foque na solução e no que é melhor para os professores e alunos. Pipi?
Ya, minta bantuan. Mungkin ini adalah hal baru untuk kita semua, untuk pengajar, untuk siswa. Tiba-tiba kita harus belajar jarak jauh. Jadi jangan ragu untuk minta bantuan satu sama lain, berbagi apa kendalanya, apa yang bisa dilakukan sebagai solusinya, termasuk ke provider LMS kita. Kita bisa tanya apa yang bisa mereka bantu supaya proses pembelajaran jarak jauh ini bisa berjalan.
Thank you. So next, few more tips, and we'll be opening our forum for questions. Less is more. Create bite-sized lessons and activities. Shorter lessons are easier to digest and to absorb, and it also reduces cognitive load among learners. The students will appreciate this.
Nuestra sexta sugerencia es que menos es más. Hay que crear lecciones que sean más pequeñas y más cortas, concisas y fáciles de digerir también para los alumnos. No solamente los vamos a dejar de sentir que es una carga demasiado grande, sino que también para ellos va a ser más fácil de comprender todo.
Menos é mais, né? Crie pílulas de atividades, ao invés de fazer grandes cargas de conteúdo. Lições menores são mais fáceis de serem aprendidas pelos alunos e também reduz a sobrecarga cognitiva dos estudantes. Então, eles vão com certeza ser gratos a vocês.
Oke, bagi pembelajaran dalam bentuk yang kecil-kecil sehingga mudah dicerna untuk murid kita di rumah, karena mereka punya banyak waktu dan lebih mudah untuk mereka mencerna satu persatu dan membagi waktu belajar mereka.
And we have edutainment helps. So use videos and colorful images to break the monotony of text-heavy content. Use your phone or an easy-to-use recording app to record yourself teaching a specific topic, but make it short and sweet.
Vamos a ayudarnos también de lo que es la educación mixta junto con lo que es la tecnología. Vamos a entretener también a los alumnos. ¿Y esto cómo lo vamos a hacer y cómo lo vamos a lograr? Utilizando videos e imágenes que también sean vivas. Vamos a romper con la monotonía de nada más un texto muy pesado. Vamos a utilizar también nuestros teléfonos y alguna aplicación muy buena para que nos podamos grabar y hacer videos cortos y específicos sobre un tema.
Educação também pode ser diversão. Se você usar vídeos e imagens coloridas e animadas, você pode quebrar a monotonia de um conteúdo que seja apenas texto pesado, né? Você também pode usar o seu telefone ou apps de gravação bem fáceis de usar para gravar você mesma como professor ensinando um tópico específico. E lembre-se sempre de fazer isso de forma rápida e no ponto, e precisa. E também ser sempre gentil com esse momento dentro do vídeo.
Kita bisa memanfaatkan edutainment. Jadi dibandingkan menggunakan mungkin file-file yang isinya teks, penuh teks, kita bisa menggunakan video, terus juga gambar-gambar yang menarik supaya learner bisa lebih tertarik untuk belajar. Selain itu kita juga bisa memanfaatkan recording fitur dari handphone kita, jadi nggak perlu misalkan merekam sesi mengajar dengan kamera yang canggih, cukup dengan kamera handphone kita bisa memberikan sesi belajar yang menarik.
Right, tip number 8 for our online learning. Gamify. You can also gamify your lessons and activities by awarding points and badges for the progress that the student makes. Students get excited when they see their names in a leaderboard.
La sugerencia número 8 es gamificar sus clases. Vamos a gamificar las lecciones y las actividades al entregarles a los alumnos puntos y también certificados por todo el progreso que están haciendo los alumnos. A los alumnos se van a emocionar cuando reciban todos estos reconocimientos y ver sus nombres en una lista de competidores.
Gamificação. Você também pode gamificar as suas tarefas e atividades. Dessa forma, você pode distribuir pontos e medalhas conforme o estudante vai progredindo dentro do conteúdo. Os estudantes gostam disso, eles ficam animados quando eles veem o nome deles num placar bem alto, com um espírito de competitividade saudável. Pipi?
Buat permainan, jadi tidak hanya sesi belajarnya yang dalam bentuk permainan, tapi juga progres belajarnya bisa kita buat sebagai permainan. Misalkan siapa yang bisa mengumpulkan tugas lebih dulu, siapa yang bisa mendapatkan skor lebih baik. Hal seperti itu akan membuat siswa lebih tertantang untuk belajar, dan nanti kita bisa buat sebuah leaderboard di mana mereka bisa lihat nama-nama yang terbaik di kelas tersebut. Jadi memacu mereka juga untuk belajar dengan cara yang menyenangkan.
Okay, and for our number 9 tip, collaborate. Use different collaboration tools such as chats, wikis, discussion forums, and blogs that allow students and you as a teachers to communicate and engage with each other. Teaching does not have to be for teachers only, and we already know that all. We need to let our students learn from each other as well.
La sugerencia número 9 es el colaborar. Hay que utilizar diferentes herramientas de colaboración, tales como un chat, unos wikis, foros de discusión y blogs que permitan a los alumnos comunicarse y también que se comprometan con el mismo aprendizaje. Nosotros sabemos que el aprendizaje no solamente tiene que ser de parte de maestros, también puede existir a través de entre pares.
Colaboração. Se você usar diferentes ferramentas de colaboração, como chats, wikis, fóruns de discussão e blogs, você pode permitir que os estudantes se comuniquem e se motivem entre eles. Porque a gente sabe que aprender, né, ensinar, não tem que ser apenas para professores. Você pode deixar os estudantes se conversarem entre si e se ensinarem entre eles. Dessa forma, eles podem aprender mais e dividir com seus pares os conteúdos e as lições que eles aprendem. Pipi?
Oke, berkolaborasi. Jadi dibandingkan satu arah, hanya guru ke siswa, kita bisa membuat sebuah kolaborasi dengan chat, dengan wiki, terus forum diskusi juga, di mana sesama student, sesama learner bisa berbagi pengetahuan mereka dibanding kita satu arah kepada learner aja, seperti itu. Oke.
Finally, give the students time. Let the learners work at their own pacing. We are no longer in the classroom at this time. Our time is of the essence because of class schedules. Our students have nowhere to go, but and nothing else to do anyway. So as teachers need time to pause and rest as well. So please let them work at their own pacing.
Y finalmente, la sugerencia número 10 es el dar tiempo a los alumnos. Hay que permitir que los estudiantes trabajen a su propio ritmo. No estamos en un salón donde los tiempos tienen que ser rígidos y medidos. No tienen a otro lugar a donde ir los alumnos. Entonces vamos a permitirles que trabajen en ese tiempo y que también tengan pausas para descansar.
Então, a dica 10, afinal, é ter aos alunos tempo. Deixe eles trabalharem no próprio ritmo deles. A gente não está nesse momento mais na sala de aula, onde você precisa ter um tempo específico por causa do cronograma de cada classe. Agora eles também não tem como sair e não tem muito mais o que fazer. Eu também penso que você, professor, também precisa de uma pausa e de um descanso. Então, dê o tempo ao tempo das atividades serem feitas. Pipi?
Oke, beri siswa waktu karena sekarang mereka belajar di rumah dengan kondisi saat ini di mana mereka nggak bisa kemana-mana juga. Mereka punya banyak waktu untuk mengatur pembelajaran yang mereka mau kerjakan di hari itu. Jadi dibanding kita mengejar mereka dengan deadline yang berdekatan satu sama lain, satu pelajaran dengan pelajaran lainnya, beri mereka waktu untuk menyelesaikan tugas-tugas tersebut dengan kecepatan mereka masing-masing. Dan kita juga sebagai pengajar jadi punya waktu untuk refleksi apa yang sudah kita berikan ke siswa.
Thank you, Pipi. So there you go, everyone. Those are our 10 online learning tips for you. We hope that these tips will help you a lot as you progress as you continue with the online learning that you're doing now with your students. So now what we're going to do is we are going to open the floor or the chat for the question and answer and also some of the best practice sharing. So I will open the chat box. I want to try and see if we can open this one. So please type in your questions in the chat box. And also if you want to share your best practices also, kindly type them out in the chat box and we will try to answer them in the best possible way that we can. So do we have our first question or first sharing? So let me see. There's a question here, how do we begin setting up gamification? So gamification, if your learning management system has a gamification feature, you can usually set it up when you open your course, especially in your LMS, in the left panel or left navigation bar, you should be able to see a gamification or game button. When you click on it, another window will open for you and you can see that there will be steps for you on how to set up your games. It will also be helpful if you can create badges, personalized badges for you, and also try to divide the number of points that you will award to the students depending on the number of lessons that you have. My colleagues might also have some tips for you on how to set up gamification. You can also tie gamification with some rewards.
Yes, I have a tip that I would like to share about gamification. When you build the levels, you can take care to make not many levels, so don't overwhelm them with many levels that they need to reach, or they can get not motivated, but also make the initial levels easier, so you can have, they can have half of the game kind of easy, not very hard, and they make harder to get the more they advance. So you make the last levels harder and the first levels easier. So that helps to boost engagement of the students.
Thank you, Anna. There's also a question here. Miss Jen, we are experiencing difficulty in uploading video lectures. It took hours before we were able to upload even a 20 to 30-minute video. My suggestion for this is you can actually make your video smaller. 20 to 30 minutes kind of long, and it's actually gonna like eat up a lot of file size. So maybe 5-minute video or 5 to 10-minute video will be better, and it doesn't eat up too much of the bandwidth. Okay, other questions?
I have one in Spanish, Jen, that I would like to translate into English. This question is from Alexis de Venezuela, from Venezuela. And he's asking if there is any suggestion of a free tool to try to motivate collaborative work between students.
Was that again, Alexia? Sorry.
He's asking if we can suggest for him any free tool that will allow learners to collaborate.
Yep, there are like a lot of free tools by which a learner can collaborate. I would suggest Flipgrid. Yes, I saw someone posted Flipgrid. That's from Roland from De La Salle University. If you're familiar with Flipgrid, it's a good tool to collaborate. We also have Wakelet, okay, Sway there. Those are a lot of Microsoft tools. I think Patty, would you like to suggest something? Is Patty here?
Muchas gracias. Sí, respecto a la pregunta de Alexis, por ejemplo, en la plataforma Neo tenemos una herramienta de actividades donde tú puedes insertarla para el trabajo colaborativo. Además de ello, la plataforma le permite que ese equipo tenga su propio espacio para poder compartir documentos, tienen un foro y entonces la calificación también es de manera colaborativa. Te invitamos a que la puedas probar 14 días.
And for others who have tips also, please just keep them coming in the chat. This will be good also for us to share the tools that we're using for student collaboration. There's another question here. What is the best way? And this is from Dr. Abby Chua from University of Batangas. Hi, Doc Abby. Thank you for being here. What is the best way for the teacher who's not so techy to use the learning management system, or how can he or she maximize the use of LMS even if his or her technology skills are limited? So this is very important. For teachers who are just starting to use a learning management system, it is important for them to be trained also and to start using simple features first. It doesn't have to be all of the features. Learning how to create a class and upload at least an image or a file would be good for those teachers who are just starting to use a learning management system. It's also a good practice for other teachers who are already a colleague of that teacher to help them out. As we mentioned earlier, sharing is caring and helping each other works. So for those teachers who are just starting to use the LMS, it will also help if we can watch some videos on how to start using an LMS. That would be a good thing also for those teachers who are just starting to use a learning management system. Any other advice coming from my colleague?
I'd say that the first step also, you can try to change your mindset to not be afraid of making mistakes, because mistakes are part of the process. So don't feel shy to ask for help, even for your students. I'm sure they'll be happy for helping their teacher choose the system. So that's more from the mind aspect, that once you can go over your fear or your hesitation, you can go far further in the LMS. So experiment that. It's try to have fun with that too. And think how you can use that as a friend, not as something you need to conquer or defeat. Like, it's here to help you, like a car, like a oven. So it's another tool that you can use in your day. So that's another approach that you can try to think about. That's it.
Thank you, Anna. Let's look for other questions. So we have a lot of questions coming in. Oh, there's a tip. I want to read this tip. A tip from Alvin Mercado. A tip in loading videos. Upload them first in YouTube and then share the link to your students. This is faster and more effective method. I like that tip because you can also embed YouTube videos in Neo LMS. So there's a way to do that. That's a good tip. Thank you, Alvin. Here, another question. In times of crisis like this, we can see a lot of resistance from students as they're having lots of difficulties. How would you address this? So from the tip that we shared earlier, my first suggestion would be to not overload the learners or the students with too many activities. I know that sometimes you can get so excited when we're using a digital tool for teaching because it's kind of a lot more easier for us to create activities. But sometimes when students get overloaded with too many activities, that's when they lose interest in learning, and that's also when they get too overwhelmed. Any other advice?
Yes, I would suggest also hearing your learners, and that is opening those communication channels, because we also need to take care of them. So just try to help them in the emotional part, and everything else will go up to you.
Okay. Any other advices from let me see. Let's read some of there's like a lot of really interesting questions here.
Otra de las recomendaciones también para los maestros es que recordemos que no estamos presentes con nuestros estudiantes. Entonces, lo ideal aquí es que contextualicemos cada uno de los recursos que subamos y que compartamos instrucciones claras, precisas de lo que va a hacer el estudiante, ¿no?
Gracias, Patty. Here's another question. Will it be possible that Neo LMS can have an offline mode? We are coming, this is good news because we're coming up with our offline mode very, very soon. And this is, this can be used, it says here, where teachers can create lessons and assessments offline, and once had the connectivity, it will automatically sync and upload it. Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen when we release our offline mode. It's gonna be released very, very soon. I think, I can't give the exact date, but maybe our VP for Sales and EdTech, Yuri, are you there? Do we have like, let me unmute Yuri.
I think we have good news for that. Offline mode is coming this April. So you will have an offline mode feature in Neo this month, exactly to solve this situation. So we're happy to announce that it's coming in April.
Yay, that's good news. Thank you. So that answers the question. Okay. All right, we have a question here from Isaac Saini from Canada. How do we ensure or encourage students to do their own work so that they do not get an unfair advantage over other students who work on their own? Okay. So I think, because I also have students, like I have a 10-year-old niece here who are also doing some remote learning. So the way that we encourage her to do her own homework is sometimes we tell her that after she graduates, no one else will do her work for her. So she needs to learn how to do it by herself. And we just need to show them or give them some encouraging words, okay, motivate them, let them know that there's nothing that they cannot do, and practice makes perfect. From all of the mothers that's in here or parents, do you have any advice on that? How can we encourage our students to do their own work?
Oh, yes. I think that it would be, for me, it is the same. I have a son, and what I do is that I preach what I do. So I try to set an example for him. So whenever I get my time to work, he is working with me. And another thing is as well to really try and talk with your learners. Just a text, a common text that could say, hi, how are you? How's everything doing? Because that is something that, as Patty was saying, we're not there with them to support them and motivate them. So we have to try to find different ways in which we can achieve that. So that would be my suggestion.
If I can share?
Yes, Arlene, please. By the way, everyone, Arlene,
Yeah.
let me just introduce you to everyone. She was on mute earlier, so we couldn't hear her. So Arlene is our Director for
Yeah.
Customer
Hi.
Success and Engagement. She's also based here in the Philippines together with me, but we're not seeing each other.
Yeah.
Social distancing. Go ahead, Arlene. Arlene has two cute, very smart girls, so she can give us really good advice on this one.
Yeah. So since everyone is working from home, so even we're like doing three jobs, right? Managing the household, watching over the kids aside from our own work. So what I did was to have them created a list of them of tasks to do. So they have a checklist. I used Trello for this, right? So I created boards for each of them. And I think what motivated them was being able to check off each item that they were able to accomplish. So basically what we're saying here is that uh, let's be mindful of breaking down all the requirements that we are giving to our students into bite-sized pieces. So if we can simplify them and sequence them in a way that will motivate them to do it step by step, right? So starting from the simple to the complex, that will encourage them to keep doing at it because they're seeing they're accomplishing a lot of things, not just like one major assessment or major project, but at least splitting them into small bite-sized pieces.
That's a good advice also. And there's an advice coming from our participant, uh, from Sheila May. She said that I asked my students which of the lessons I gave are difficult for them, and from there we collaborate. I let them give suggestions to solve the problem, and for those difficult and hard to solve, I demonstrate how to do it. That's also a good way to encourage students to work on their own. All right, another question here.
Jen,
Hi. Go ahead, Anna.
we had a Portuguese question I'd like to
Yes,
share
please.
since it's ours from Ulysses. It's better if the schools create a standard for their content for all teachers, or let the creativity of the teachers be used as a good practice. What do you think about it, Jen?
I
Standard
would say it's a combination of the teacher's suggestion and the institution. The school administrators should also listen to the suggestion of the teachers, because the teachers are the ones who are um, let's use the word in the front line. We're using frontliners as a frontliners word is very much used today, but we should have creating a curriculum should involve everyone in the university or in school, especially teachers, because teachers are the ones who are there implementing the curriculum, and they are the ones who are also creating all of those activities. So it will help if the teachers are involved in creating the standards for the schools.
Yes, I agree. It needs to be a collaboration, right? And know the needs and the wants of the institution.
There's also another question here: what to do with the students who doesn't have devices, especially now that we're doing remote learning? Should the teachers relax the deadline? Definitely, we should relax the deadline, because we need to make sure that we also identify those barriers right now. And one of the barriers that we're experiencing in online learning right now would be devices and connectivity. So we can just let's give them enough time to submit their work, or what we can do probably is to just let them know that there are activities that needs to be done, and when there is a chance after all of this is done, after all of this lockdown has relaxed also, then that's the time that they can submit their work.
Yes, and I would also like to add in there that we can try and find different types of works. They shouldn't all be inside the platform, for example, and that is especially for younger kids, or big projects for middle schoolers. So they can do something physically, and they can take a picture and they can send it. So that way they are also are motivated if they are having problems in logging in.
Thank you, Alexia. There's also a question here about hi, from Alan Santillana. Hi, is there a feature which allows us to download or export students' answers and assignment essay all at once? Just to easily check if some students do not submit the same answers as that of their classmates. Because let's say you have 40 students, and when you're already checking the work, student number 38, you realize are the same answer. Okay. We have, for one, we have plagiarism checker. Check it in. We have that. And for the feature where we can export, bulk export assignment, I think that we already have that in our roadmap. Am I correct, Yuri? I saw that in our roadmap that we will have bulk download of students' assessments.
Yes, exactly. And it's coming, it's coming really soon. And that's part of the new releases by Q2.
Okay, next, let's try and answer more questions. Do we still have time?
There's one from Colin Christie that I think that it's quite interesting. And the question is, what are your tips for student assessments? What types are best suited to this learning mode?
My personal favorite for student assessment is the discussion forum. So those are, I think most of us here are using Neo LMS. Discussion forum is one of my favorite assessment because it allows my students to be engaged with each other, voice out their ideas, voice out their opinions, and it gets them to talk to each other. It makes them better communicators also. That's why I love doing discussion forum. It's like making education two-way. It's not only from teachers to student, but it becomes student to teacher, teachers to student, and student to student. So that's my personal favorite. So others can also share their personal favorite assessment.
Yes, I really like the essay because it's very flexible. You can ask a lot of different kinds of activities using essay. You can ask for pictures, you can ask for issues, you can ask for texts, you can ask very different kinds of work for them to do. And I think it's easy to send. The teacher ask and the student can send it, and it's really easy for them to prepare the answer, and they can record videos, they can record audios. So this flexibility of essay and the easy way to send and the teacher to see it too, it makes me, I also think it's very useful and very useful for teachers and for students too.
Yes, I would agree with Anna because an essay allows our learners to use their critical thinking skills. As well, we also have the rubrics. So if you are evaluating with rubrics, learners need to will know what they need to do in order to achieve the skills or the new knowledges.
Thank you. So another question here. Are there any tips, and I know Anna probably would have a good tip for this. Are there any tips for ways to help LMS learners to share their voice through sketches, comics in relation to uploaded instructional activities? Is there a Neo functionality for sketching or drawing kanji or characters? Many of my students, all ages, love manga. Thanks all. So for me, because I've done this before, not really the actual sketches, but I gave an activity where I allow my students to do doodling. Okay, some of them find sketches, comics app, and they use it. Some of my students, what they did is they did an actual sketching on a paper and pencil, and then they took a photo of it, and then they upload it in the discussion forum that I created for them. But if there are actually a lot of third-party tool that you can use. I know Arlene's daughter is also using one because I've seen her sketches. So there are a lot of apps that you can use for that. Maybe Anna can also share, or Patty, with if they know any of those apps. There, so Arlene, would you know the app that JM is using for sketching? That's a good app for them to use. I have here, let's read two more. Let's, yeah, from Miss Emily. My dilemma right now is many of my students have no internet connection, which is why we just coordinate via text messages. Even access to the group chat of Facebook is a problem for them. My question is, while we are waiting for our school to have LMS, how can we still have continuity of learning despite the current condition that we are in quarantine? All right, so aside from learning management system, there are actually a lot of tools that you can also use in the absence, just in case, worst case scenario, that students really do not have a device. They don't have internet connection at all, like we don't have any way to communicate with them, then probably uh, when the school opens, that's the time that we can do a little bit of um, catching up with them. So some of the students, this is going to be like a differentiated instructions. Those students who have access to the internet and those who have access to the lessons, while and are able to do remote learning, they can move forward to the lessons. And those who are not able to do that remotely, those are the students that we give more time teaching with. So we will give them extra time. We need to give them extra time because that's the worst case scenario already. Nothing at all, no communication at all. So we need to do differentiated instruction. We need to do differentiated learning, kind of like an adaptive learning mode. So those who are already in advance, they can move forward, and those who are got left behind, we need to help them catch up and move up. Any other advice coming from other teachers on how we can do that? All right, so I think we already have gone past an hour, almost an hour, but we still have like a lot of questions coming in. Don't worry, because we are recording all of the questions. We will try to address them also via email. And what we've mentioned earlier, we are going to, what we're going to do next is we're going to send you the link to the recording, as well as the link to the platform where you can download your certificate of participation. So with that, is there anything else that my colleagues probably would want to tell everyone before we end the session?
Sure.
Yes.
What I would like to say is that we're all going through some difficult times, but we're all here to support and help. I'm really happy that you have joined, and I wish that we would have more time, but we will continue to assist you and answer your questions. As well, we have a Facebook page in which you can follow us. Jen, if you can tell us the name, please.
So sorry, Alexia, what's that?
Yeah, the name for the Facebook page in which they can follow us, and they can share as well their questions in there, please.
So we have Neo Global Educators. That's our Facebook page. Let me just open it while our other colleagues are.
Yeah.
So we have, please join us. This is our page, Neo Global Educators. Join. Go ahead, Anna, while I'm opening the page.
I just like to say I saw a lot of concerns about internet connectivity and if the students don't have it, and I feel it because in Brazil that's a big problem, so you have that challenge for sure too. And we have problems of quantity of devices. We don't have students with computers at home, so it's a problem. And it's also, even if it's bigger than us, we need to always remember that internet is already a right. It's a citizen right to have access to internet. So I also would like to add that sometimes if you don't have a tool, you have a voice. You can ask for your government. You can see the authority, see that they need to improve. They need to work with everyone to release this internet access to everyone, because it's like another other access. So as a team, as a company, as a LMS system, we might not have the power to give everyone internet, but we have sure that it's something the new generations need to. So you need to make your governments also accountable on that. They need to work on that. In Brazil, we had a big move for that. So that's why you have more internet now. We need politics to know that. We need to countries to improve that too. And while we don't have that, we can work on alternatives like you can share if you have one computer, if you have one access, you can, like we're doing in a school, I know, we can do all together, but you can schedule a moment, you can go there, you have an hour, then you leave, after you do your homework, like renting a time in a library type. So you need to look for alternatives. Even if you don't have a system now, you need to use your creativity to go through that. Like I'm from Brazil, we use creativity for everything, that you have many problems that you can solve like that, or you don't have the technology immediately. So, okay, let's work around that. So if you need also ideas or scenarios that you need to work about it, I think you need to, if you don't have this specific tool now, what I can do while I don't have that. So the students won't wait for us. They need to be attended now. So we have social strategies, you have community strategies to go with there too. I know it goes a little further than LMS or systems or features, but I think since you're talking about a special situation, I think it's important to remember that you need to use your community to work together and find solutions every day. So I humbled a bit, but thank you, that's it.
Just one recommendation and something that I've been listening worldwide. Please open free spaces for your students. As you know, they are also happy to see more people. If you have the chance, they're asking for interaction. They're also feeling this lockdown everywhere. So we need to listen to that. Empathy is the key word these days. And the most important thing, take the risk of sharing and ask them to take the risk of sharing their feelings, sharing their thoughts. This is a new way of learning these days. It's challenging for the teachers, but we really need to open our minds on freeing all these new ways of understanding learning and empathy. Remember, students are happy to see more people and learn from them. So thank you. Thank you for this time. And thank you, teachers from all over, to be there. That's the most valuable thing. And what we wanted to achieve with this activity is specifically that you're not alone. We're facing the same situation worldwide. And this is important. Take the risk of sharing, share with everybody, and open that space for your students. They need that. They need to be listening, and they're asking for that, and they learn from there. Thank you.
Patty, you have something that you also wanted to share?
Sí, gracias, Jen. Sí, las recomendaciones son precisamente eso, tratar de disfrutar lo que hacemos. Es a veces esta falta de la cultura de ser estudiantes autónomos, precisamente porque no los hemos enseñado la parte, en este caso, educativa. No hemos incluido, en este caso, la tecnología, precisamente porque somos considerados todavía adultos como estudiantes de libro, entonces tenemos que incluir la tecnología de gran manera y de buena manera en nuestro proceso educativo. Y es un comienzo, en este caso, es un comienzo, disfrútenlo, hagan que las clases sean interactivas con sus estudiantes, en todo momento comuníquense con ellos y recuerden algo muy importante, siempre les comento esto a los profesores, una cosa muy importante es que ustedes no están en ese momento para explicarles a los estudiantes qué es lo que tienen que hacer. Aquí la importancia de tener estas instrucciones claras y precisas de lo que el estudiante tiene que hacer, no con tanta información, con la información básica y estructurada para que pueda poder llevar a cabo el proceso de enseñanza y aprendizaje. Comuníquense con nosotros. En Latinoamérica y alrededor del mundo estamos presentes precisamente para poder llevar a cabo estos espacios de colaboración y de recomendación para que ustedes puedan llevar a cabo el proceso educativo. Gracias.
Gracias, Patty. Arlene, do you want to say something?
Yeah, so just be patient with yourselves as well. I know we have a lot of frustrations as teachers given our challenges. So, and always remember that it's a process. Learning is an organic process, and part of it is struggling. So let's also accept that sometimes they will complain, students, parents, or other teachers will complain because it's difficulty, but it's part of the learning as well. So let's just be patient, and thank you everyone for doing all you can for our students. You're also helping parents keep their students busy at home. So you're doing a great service to everyone. Thank you.
Everyone, thank you so much. I just want to express my heartfelt thanks to everyone who's here. Did you know that we are 234, 235 teachers here, educators here right now, and this is very overwhelming for all of us. I know that we are in a kind of like a difficult situation right now, but let's be proud of what we're doing as educators, because despite of what's happening now in the world, we are not forgetting that education must continue, learning must continue, and we are doing this for our students. I know that we're not just doing this for ourselves. More importantly, we're doing this for our students, and I'm so proud of all of the educators worldwide who continues to do this despite all of the challenges that we're experiencing. Please know that we are here for you. Let's be there for each other, especially in these trying times. I know that we can win this. Let's make education disaster proof for everyone. And let's continue we can still continue our discussion in our uh, Facebook page. You can join the Facebook page. We can support each other from there. Let's use all of the platform now that we can use to support each other. And again, I also want to thank everyone from Cypher Learning, our team, our family from Cypher Learning, who's been supporting all of our efforts to reach out to more teachers worldwide as much as we can. Thank you all so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Gracias. Obrigada. Thank you. Take care, everyone. Thank you very much.
Gracias, Jane.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you,
Thank
Jen.
you. Bye.
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 Maraming salamat po. Maraming salamat.